All right, and we're live. Might be a shorter stream today, I don't know. A bit later. Viewer, how's it going, man? How you doing? Bullseye, how's it going? Hollow, how's it going, man? No worries. Doing well. I'm good, man. I'm good. Long day. This is gonna be a busy. This is a busy fucking week. I have an exam in 2 days on Thursday. So I'm studying for that, and then I have my motorcycle course on the weekend. So yeah, also mentally preparing for that because I'm probably gonna fall a couple times. You're in classes right now? Jesus. Ugh. Yeah, I have my flight check ride this week for my license. All the best, man. Oh shit! Wait, are you getting your pilot's license, viewer? Money, how's it going, man? Commercial? Wait, commercial pilot's license? Holy shit, that's fucking awesome, dude. Money, how's it going, man? Commercial pilot, that's fucking awesome. That's dope as fuck. So I assume you wanna be a pilot? Feel good. Luvion, how's it going, man? You assume correctly? Good shit. That's fucking awesome, man. Taking off there. How's it going, Money? How you doing, man? Yo. Penis. I'm never gonna get tired of using this word. Whoa, okay. D-E... L-O... D-E... Detox. Let's go! I'll give you a free upgrade to first class. Sold, viewer! Alright, sold. Whatever organization hires you, I will fly exclusively with them from then on. Sold. You just read the Lord of the Mysteries title drop? Oh, that's fucking awesome! Ignore everything I said, I'll fly with you anytime. Yeah, exactly. Sold. Yeah, that's fine. No, that's awesome, dude. How long have you been preparing? Because pilots, I believe, also need a bachelor's degree. I think that's a requirement. I don't know. So you've probably been working towards this for like a long time, eh? Training for almost 2 years, a little more than 6 months to go from here, though. Oh shit! Nice. I'd be scared to get on a plane piloted by someone I know. I mean, I get the reason, Money, but like I personally am like not super weirded out by that, because I always used to have, because I used to always have that with clients where like clients would be like, I'm sure you do a great job, but like I'd rather talk to someone with experience, because like they'd be like, oh, my financial advisor's fucking 19 years old. That's fucking crazy work, right? And all I could think in my mind was like, dude, would I rather have like a fucking 19-year-old who's in that position, or like a 50-year-old who's in that same position? In my mind, I'd rather take the 19-year-old, because like, why is the 50-year-old still there, bro? That guy's not doing nothing, okay? I'm sorry. So like I get the reason, but I over time I think I just kind of talked myself out of it. Easy learned all the celestial worthy names? Celestial worthy names? Do you mean the... Alright, thanks, you. Appreciate you popping by, buddy. Good luck on your exam if I don't see you beforehand. Good shit. Okay, hold on, I gotta... thank you. These aces, kings, queens, jacks, suits, or not suits, but playing cards rather. Sorry. Bucks, Spurs, Bulls, Hornets, teams, NBA teams. Yeah. Any of these speaking to anyone? I have no idea what any of these are. Garage door handles does address Wii's tackle drones television. Television, Wii's garage door drones. Oh, I was just thinking tech stuff. Oh my god, that worked. Tackle, address, handle, does. So like fixing a problem or whatever. Perfect. Takes on. Ah, perfect run today. The perfect run. Let's go. Money, are you available for the chess game? I'm gonna do Lexicon first, but if you're available, let me know. Pregnancy, child. What? Pregnancy, pregnant. Pregnant child. Child index. Index. Standard. Index. Index. Grid. Child index. Education. Education index growth. I'm sorry. In my mind, index, when I think of index, I mean like I think of like stock indexes, because that's, you know, I work with them and stuff. So like the S&P 500 would be like an index. I don't know what this in what reference this is referring. What this is meaning index. Site. Reference. Reference site index economics. Economics index. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. Money. Monetary. Statistic. What the fuck? What the fuck? Come on. Nothing? List? What the fuck? What a piece of shit. Alright, you know what? Fuck it, money. Let's just do a game. Oh, measure? Maybe. Oh, no, this is not it. Tournaments. Play. Just fuck it. Let's just play money. I don't. What the fuck is index? Why? Now, money, you might be wondering, why do I keep using the same opening? Well, that's because I want to. Feel alright. I feel good on you. Alright. See this? What a good player, because he did that so he doesn't mess up his pawn formation where he did mess it up for me. Like, it's good logic. Bug, how's it going, man? I'm good. I'm good. How you doing? Not bad. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Listen, all I'm going to say is it feels a little bit like cheating that money can see my board and I can't see his, okay? Like, what if he's like planning something and I can't see it, but like he can see what I'm planning, you know? Like, it's probably fine, but it feels a little shitty. That's all I'm going to say, okay? Aw, you bitch. I fucked up. God damn it. No. God damn it. Oh, this is so cooked. Oh my god, I hate this place. No! Oh my god, that was so dumb. That was so dumb. Oh, I was just out of time. I didn't have any time. I don't have any skill either, but that's a separate issue. Oh, fuck yeah. Just fuck you. There's nothing I can do. It's fine. Yeah. Good game. It's fine. Oh my god. Just get me the fuck out of here. Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna stop playing with him soon. I can't fucking keep doing this to myself. 26 FPS. All right, let's go. And by the way, we might not make it the full 5 chapters right today because I'm sleepy. Yeah, so we might do like 3 and then call it. I don't know. I'll play it by ear. Okay. Ryan thought his life was an RPG. Kill them all! A druggie shouted from atop the roof, hitting Ryan's car with a submachine gun. The bullets, unable to pierce the shielding. Everywhere, the courier heard the sound of bullets flying. Kill them all! No, Luvian, this is what we use for the perfect run. This is fun. Hiding behind his car with an earplug in his right ear, Ryan reloaded his pistol while mourning the Plymouth's paint job. At his side, Fortuna fired over her shoulder with a pistol with one hand and texted on the phone with the other. She didn't even aim, the bullets just always ended in headshots. At least she had taken to wearing a white, streamlined armor to protect herself. Seriously, one bad haircut and suddenly the world wasn't safe anymore. In total, 12 people, Ryan and Fortuna included, hid behind the cover of a half a dozen cars and SUVs. Most were henchmen wearing riot gear, carrying powerful firearms, with one exception. A woman in a heavy suit, red-padded, advanced armor whose design reminded Ryan of steampunk novels. That genome had drunk the Firebrand knockoff elixir, and as promised by Vulcan, her armor boosted her pyrokinesis. Sometimes she overlooked her cover to throw a car-sized fireball. You know, texting while fighting is the first cause of bullet accidents, Ryan asked Fortuna, as one of his car windows exploded, shattered by a 20mm round. Oh, I see, Luvian. I'm texting my brother, she replied dismissively. The lucky genome didn't even bother to protect herself. The snipers had a clear line of fire to hit her, and yet somehow every bullet had just missed her. Felix the Atom Cat? You know that? Fortuna groaned. I'm in the middle of a firefight and he won't answer his big sis. Having reloaded, Ryan froze time for 10 seconds and peeked over his car. Beyond the protective vehicle line, the welcoming committees had taken refuge inside 2 half-demolished apartment buildings. Surrounding the main road leading to the junkyard, most of the walls had fallen, but the remains provided snipers with enough protection. As for the road itself, the Meta's men had blocked it with trash barricade, leaving only a small opening to allow their machine guns to fire through. The Augusti Firebrand genome had managed to set the road on fire, though, forcing the defenders to flee or die in the flames. However, it didn't look like the snipers would run out of ammo anytime soon. Ryan shot 2 of them before taking cover as time unfroze. Far in the distance, west of his position, he noticed crimson beams piercing through Rusttown's polluted clouds. Sparrows doing, probably. Dr. Z, how's it going? Daniel, how's it going, man? Started earlier than you said again? Excuse me? I always start 15 minutes early. What do you mean? We didn't start reading until like 2 minutes earlier. My bad. When will you do the volume review with Easy? We have to work that out, Daniel. I'm busy this weekend, so it might be the following. The private security had watched the squadron move into Rusttown without reacting, hoping that the Augusti and the Meta, good lord, would slaughter each other. Vulcan then deployed her forces all around the junkyard where the Meta had established their headquarters. Fortunately, as soon as Ryan's group approached the area's outskirts, they found themselves welcomed by armed men. Vulcan here, Ryan said through his earplug. How's the situation? It's a camper contest in here, the courier replied. It's the bad days of Quake all over again, but my car's okay. Yeah, that's the important thing, Fortuna replied with a sassy tone. If someone could help us, that would be great. I've got a date tonight. You will wait, Vulcan replied. Cancel and Sparrow are busy dealing with Gemini and Saren. I am fully occupied dealing with cannon fodder. It's such a drag pursuing them house to house. Any sign of Acid Rain or Adam? The courier asked. The Meta's main leader was their target, as Vulcan believed that he alone held the group together. If he died, the Psychos would splinter. Scared? Fortuna taunted him. Frankly, I could do this without Acid Rain, Ryan replied, being in no hurry to die to her again. Our powers interfere with one another. She can predict my shifts and counter them. Then Fortuna will stay with you, Vulcan declared. No matter how powerful she was, Acid Rain needed guns, knives, and weapons to kill, and Fortuna's cheat code of a superpower allowed her to neutralize them. And no sign of either yet. Neither of the big guns, weirdly enough. Have you read all the Lord of the Mystery side stories? No, I have not, Daniel. We're working our way through them. We're in modern times? Modern something. Yeah, so far. Why do I have to stay with that maniac? Fortuna complained. Can't you set me with Greta? You will stay with Quicksave because I say so, brat. I'm older than you. Don't test my patience, Fortuna. Clearing out the outskirts is already more exhausting than I anticipated. I am not in the mood to hear your whining. Which one of the powers have you... which one of the powers you have seen so far did you like more? Well, Ryan's is obviously the coolest, for sure. Although, to be honest, I would probably be more of a blue. So, depending on what you could do, Vulcan's powers, like as a like weapons geniuses or whatever, is cool. Or the lady, Augustus's sister, who's just like who can mark people and like kill them on a fucking whim because she controls the concept of death, is like crazy work. Clearly, Vulcan didn't think the battle would last too long. The Meta had more foot soldiers than expected. Ryan briefly froze time and glanced over his cover to survey the situation. Much to his horror, a new... Good God, I'm so sleepy. A scrawny sniper had appeared inside the left building, rejoining two other men with what appeared to be an archaic rocket launcher. Uh-oh, rocket launcher to the left, Ryan shouted. On it, a voice echoed through the earplug. Mortimer suddenly flashed through the wall behind the sniper's nest in the left building, taking them by surprise. Mortimer was the only member of the hit squad who went into the field without armor, maybe because it interfered with his powers. And from what Ryan had seen, he could pass through surfaces, from cinder blocks to earthly ground. In any case, Mortimer slaughtered the mooks with a machine gun and then phased through the ground in the blink of an eye. The man with a rocket launcher fell through the destroyed wall, falling on the ground below. So his powers remind me of like Lemillion from My Hero Academia. 13, Mortimer said. I'm leading. Not for long, Morty. Fortuna fired one bullet, and two snipers fell from the right roof's buildings. Ryan was about to participate in the kill contest when the reality of the situation hit him. She killed two people with one bullet. She killed two people with one bullet. How did it work? Ryan asked. How did it work? I don't know. The world simply bends to my whims, Fortuna shrugged. Ryan stopped time and spent 10 seconds looking at the scene trying to puzzle it out. Did the bullet bounce back on one of the sniper's skulls and kill the second? When he realized he had no explanation at all, he turned to Fortuna and said, "Can I cut off your foot?" What? Why? Because if it's anything like a rabbit's, I want some of that sweet luck. As a matter, go fuck yourself, you crazy homeless. Fortuna looked at her pitiful attempt at improvisation, shaking his head. You're such a disappointment. Fortuna let out an angry snarl, rose up from behind the car, and unleashed a volley of bullets at the defender. When she emptied her magazine, the fighting suddenly came to a halt. Ryan peeked over the car, as did the rest of the Augusti. They only faced corpses with holes in their skulls. 18, Fortuna declared. I win. I call hacks, Morty complained. You cheat. Their group had probably killed 50 people total and lost only one henchman. Shot at the beginning of the firefight. Such was the gap between normal people and genomes. Stay here and secure the area until I give new instructions, Vulcan ordered. I'll be done in a minute. The Augusti spread out over the perimeter, but Ryan didn't join them, instead focusing on what mattered to him. His Plymouth. My car's okay. Ryan let out a blissful sigh. After he reviewed the engine and the key parts, the protective alloys held against the gunfire. I'll have to repair the windows, but none of the vitals were hit. The vitals? Does your car have a heart and a brain? All cars have a heart. Not everyone can hear it, though. Poetic. Ryan heard an explosion on Vulcan's side, and then nothing. She must have gone Michael B on her enemies. Alright, all clear on my end. Cancel? Sparrow? Sauron and Gemini have retreated, Sparrow replied. We have control over the main roads. And they're mighty sore about it, Mortimer replied. Look at the skies. Ryan did so, noticing acidic clouds spread over the junkyard. Acid rain. Thankfully for him, the clouds moved west, so she was Sparrow and Cancel's problem at this moment. They sent weaklings to delay us so they could mount a counterattack with their heavy hitters, Vulcan guessed. But I wonder how they recruited so much manpower. I must have miscalculated. That's trash mobs for you, Ryan replied. The courier was quite optimistic, though. If the meta struggled to mount a defense, it meant the attack took them by surprise. He could always refine the plan in a future loop, turning it into a blitzkrieg. I don't understand Adam's plan. Adam? Close enough. Welcome back, the Spectator. The Visionary. Now that we have control over the roads, he won't be able to resupply and we'll call in reinforcements. How does he expect to break the siege? He's a camper, Ryan said. It's not about winning. It's about getting off on our tears of frustration. Chief, I only see mountains of trash from my rookery, Mortimer said. Do we advance? We could take them in a pincer attack. Vulcan shut down the idea. I'll fly by and do recon first. Hold the road. There's something fishy here. Given an official order to laze off, Ryan whistled to himself, waltzing through the battlefield with his gun. Mortimer stood on the left building's roof, watching the road like a hawk, while Fortuna had again begun to text on her phone. The courier checked the dead mook's weapons in case he found one badass enough to add to his collection. And he examined the various firearms. Ryan couldn't help but notice Dynamis' logo on quite a few. It made sense since the company was the main weapons manufacturer in the area, but suspicious. As for the archaic rocket launcher, the courier found it oddly familiar, as if someone had pointed it at him not long ago. A doubt crossed the courier's mind as he turned the dead sniper's body on his back to get a good look on his bald, familiar face. Polly? Ryan asked. Who? Fortuna asked back. Pushcar, how's it going, man? Go to time to stream. We used to stream at this time before. We used to do my time 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. way back in the day when I was in the unemployed arc. This was the afternoon stream time. A Rust Town mechanic, the courier replied, but that makes no sense. He hated the metagang. They must have press-ganged him into their service, the pompous woman replied. My condolences. Were you close? Once. I threatened to throw the plushie at him. Fortuna immediately returned to her texting and continued to try to ignore Ryan. We're gonna have more streams around this time? Why? Yeah, it's not the best time for me. But it's like, but if enough of you say like this is time works better for you, fuck it. I don't sleep till way later anyway. I don't sleep till like 1 o'clock. So maybe streams would be a little bit shorter. Maybe it's from like 3 hours, they'd be like 2. But like, we could do this time. And then obviously weekends would be like daytime. Well, my daytime. Fucking everything for you guys. Fortuna asked, but we're winning! Retreat! They have Mechron tech! Ryan heard the sound of the explosion in the distance and through the earplug. Then, without warning, the atmosphere turned oppressive. Ryan couldn't put a word on it, but he no longer felt welcome in Rusttown. He sensed hundreds, thousands of invisible eyes gazing at him in judgment. The courier's body entered a fight-or-flight response, his muscles tensing. He had entered the den of a mighty predator. Wait, what? Hold on. Money, I don't know if I can read them side by side, bro. Can we do, depending on the number, what we might be able to do is we might be able to drop TPR, start COI immediately, start fucking hammering that out, and then start RI right after, depending on the number. I want to be really clear, okay? It's not totally up for whatever, but side by side, I don't know. I'm kind of dumb. If we do side by side, I might not be able to keep up with either. I don't know if you want that. Not to mention if Ramiro Ramiro comes back and I'm reading Reverend Insanity, he might kill himself. You're reading side by side. This hardly counts. We're doing side stories, Money. Ryan couldn't put the psychic attack seemed to spread among the Augusti. Fortuna dropped her phone and started collapsing to her knees. A cloud of yellow energy flared around her body. An ethereal field surrounding her. An invisible force pushed it back inside the genome, suppressing the halo. Immediately after, tremors shook the ground before escalating into a full-blown quake. Ryan struggled to stand as some of the henchmen tripped and the roads broke up. "It's the land," Mortimer warned over the intercom. Before he could say more, the building he stood on collapsed, the hitmen phasing through the falling cinder blocks and vanishing amidst the cloud of dust. I'm gonna go? No worries, Pushkar. See you, buddy. Ryan had learned about her during the attack's debriefing. That psycho could fuse with an area, melding her body into it, and gaining psychic control over a certain territory. Adding geokinesis on top of that, and you truly had a devastating combo. But apparently their intel had miscalculated her power's range. The tremors spread all across Rusttown, collapsing every building in sight. Fortuna shouted a warning as the buildings collapsed, the debris raining on them. The Augusti ran in all directions, Ryan included, but some of the henchmen were buried alive. "What's happening?" Fortuna panicked as the golden cloud around her started getting thinner and thinner, starting to disappear. Debris that passed through the yellow aura miraculously missed the genome, but those that avoided it hit the armor just fine. "I can't get hit! Nothing can hit me!" "Get into my car!" Ryan shouted, rushing to his Plymouth. Above, advanced rockets pierced through the pollution clouds, falling down like a rain of arrows. Ryan counted dozens, if not hundreds. While the courier reached his car's hood, Fortuna's field short-circuited and she tripped on the debris. Before Ryan could even react, she was buried beneath this rain of stone and dust. She'd probably survive with the armor on, but she'd need help. Whatever invisible force had taken over the area interfered with her lock. Ryan stopped time, and to his immense relief, he found that his powers hadn't been affected. It must have been a case of a yellow interfering with another yellow, instead of something as threatening as Cancel's negation. However, as soon as even if he fired bullets at the missiles in an attempt to detonate them before they hit the ground, Ryan could only do so much in 10 seconds. By the time most of the projectiles landed, when the time resumed, the courier would be thrown back in a massive explosion. Everything went white and silent, Ryan taking several seconds to regain consciousness. The left half of his body burnt, seared to the bone, and dust in his mask. "We need reinforcements," Sparrow shouted. Acid Rain's manic laughter echoing in the background. "Vulcan?" "I'm trying," Vulcan snapped back. "Ryan! Fortuna! Answer, goddammit!" Everywhere, Ryan could only see burning craters, corpses, shattered stones, clouds of smoke filled rust-town polluted skies, turning the area into a vision of hell. The bombardment had savaged the entire war zone. And worse, his car, his beloved car, was a smoking wreck. Not again! What did the meta have against the Plymouth? As far as he could see, Ryan was the only survivor. The Augusti's men had been blasted into burning body parts, even the armored ones. Mortimer may have survived if he faced through the ground, but he didn't answer the intercom. The courier heard explosions both east and west. "Vulcan?" Ryan called. "Must I call Wyvern for help?" He only heard static noise for an answer. And then, emerging from the ruins, the source of the attack showed up to finish him off. A colossal, dark blue machine. 12 meters long and 4 meters wide. 6 metal legs carried its body while a scorpion-like tail flung at the back. The tip replaced some kind of laser cannon. Missile launchers covered the warm mech's back, while the 2 flamethrowers and turrets formed the head. Wire tentacles wriggled through small cracks in the shielding. A silver gear with a stylized M at the center. Mechron symbol. The enormous mech was clearly one of his robots, repurposed by the meta into a weapon platform. From the wire tentacles... Tentacles? Close enough. Welcome back, Lord of Mysteries. Ryan guessed that Psyshock piloted it from within, using his peculiar biology to hijack the machine's command centers. But the robot wasn't scavenged. It looked pristine. "Little Caesar," Psyshock said. "What a surprise." "I come with a gift box," Ryan said. "Where is Ghoul?" The Psycho replied, with its cannons aimed at Quicksave. "What did you do with the body?" "I gave him to the dogs, to play fetch with." Psyshock responded to the joke by opening fire, unleashing a massive crimson beam at the courier. Having outlived his car and seeing no point in continuing, Ryan made a dramatic pose and embraced the light. It was May 8th for the 9th time? Ryan didn't really remember, nor did he really give a shit. He guessed the previous loop hadn't been his perfect run in the end, and there was still room to improve. Vulcan's attack had gone terribly wrong, and now he had to consider what to do. He also knew where Len was now, and how to... Good God. Sorry, I ripped my fucking headphones off. And how to contact her without owing a favor to either the Carnival or the Augusti. A connection he had overlooked, and now seemed so obvious. The meta submerging the Rust Town's denizens and having one of Mechron's war mechs in reserve was a cause for alarm. They also clearly had access to Dynamis' weapons, and a supply of elixirs implied a connection of some sort between the two organizations. Wait, the meta that Ryan had captured in the previous loop said robots protected the bunker they wanted access. Machines powerful enough to fight a gang of psychos. And Mechron was famous for his robot army. "I've got a bad feeling about this," Ryan muttered to himself. The meta wrecked his car, killed him multiple times, and finally erased the loop where he managed to confront Len. Now was the time for war. Region of Campania, Italy, December 2008. Close your eyes. Come to me. Oh no, I know what I want to listen to. I'm sorry. Listen, I would say this is gonna get the stream demonetized, but they're always demonetized. What do I even give a fuck? Okay. Region of Campania, Italy, December 2008. Julie Costa tended to her garden, hastening the growth of its wheat. As a green aura flowed through the plant, it bore purple yields full of nutrients. She had spent weeks tuning the exact ratio of protein, improving its resistance to cold, and the increasing plant's ability to remove pollutants from the soil. Julie's green power activated whenever she touched a living being, allowing her to intuitively understand how their body functioned down to a genetic level. She could make minor edits to DNA, breed new species from a single parent. This special plant was only one of many experimental crops growing in the farm. Wheat capable of thriving in a polluted environment. Maize absorbing ambient radioactivity. Her personal plot of land was a strange, colorful assembly of floral constructs. I'm sorry. This music is fucking mesmerizing. Okay, I'm sorry. Although the sun had set, a light shone upon her, making the 30-year-old biologist stop in her tracks. Julie, a man's voice echoed. Still working at this hour? Hello, Leonard. Julie raised her head at the man, flying 4 meters above her. I could say the same for you. Even when he toned down the lights his body produced, it was difficult to look at Leo Hargraves. His red elixir had given him the ability to turn into a living sun. Oh, Leonard! True! Leonard! You know what? Welcome back, poet. Close enough. Aw, thanks, Money. I just took a shower before stream. His red elixir had given him the ability to turn into a living sun, transforming his human flesh into solar flames, and giving him control over his own gravity. Living sun, welcome back to AUKUS's. True! Leonard had once told her that he always suppressed most of his power, lest he incinerate entire cities with his mere presence. God damn, that is hard as fuck. Unlike many genomes, the Carnival's leader always used his real name, believing it made him more accountable and trustworthy. It hadn't stopped people from giving him the nickname, though. Leo the Living Sun. Unfortunately, the poor man burnt his clothes whenever he transformed. Unlimited power came with downsides. Dude, this motherfucker's gotta be nigh unkillable then, no? Like, how does anyone... Like... I know he's gotta run on, like, low power and stuff because he doesn't want to kill everything all the time. But, like... If he did run on... But even if he ran on, like, 5% power at all times... Nothing could... By the time anything would come close enough to hit him, it would just disintegrate. And he wouldn't need to attack anyone. He would just need to get close to you and just like up his power and you just poof. Like, what do you do with this guy? Is your husband here? Leonard asked. I have news. He's putting Julia to bed, she replied. You're finally moving on? The fiery man nodded. Oh, so are you gonna kill a star? A black hole, of course, easy. The fiery man nodded with a hint of regret, his presence attracting a few gazes. At this hour, most of the community was still awake. Farmers patrolled the walls, tended to the fields, or just played outside. The Costa family's farm included a large house, shacks, a barn, farmland, and several pens for animals. 24 people lived on the property, mostly refugees which Julie and her husband had taken in after the war started. Over time, the community had built wooden walls and fortifications around the property to deter attacks from bandits and marauders. Marauders? Close enough, welcome back, Amon. In fact, one such attack was how Julie met Leonard in the first place. His carnival had slain a genome bandit terrorizing the region and then stuck around to make sure the local communities could sustain themselves. Her husband, Bruno, a muscled, handsome man with black eyes and with black hair and blue eyes, emerged from the barn. Money, can I please ask you for a favor, though? If and whenever, again, I want to be super clear. No pressure ever for me to donate, ever. I want to be super clear on that. But if and when you ever do donate in the future, do you mind just doing it through the Buy Me a Coffee, please? It just saves me so much money. Her husband, Bruno, a muscled, handsome man with black hair and blue eyes, emerged from the barn, smiling upon Leonard. He had many knives around his belt, for his power allowed him to turn any blade so sharp it could cut through anything. Wood, steel, diamond, nothing could resist him. Could he make a knife so sharp it could cut through a sun? Would that work? There's no way that works, right? When they heard about his power, most people believed Bruno was some kind of badass killer, but it couldn't be further from the truth. Julie's husband was the sweetest, most wholesome person on the planet, and the only living beings he used his gift on were cattle. It was that kindness that made her fall in love with him. Julie moved to Campania in 2002 to investigate the high number of cancers in the region for her PhD thesis. She interviewed Bruno as part of the research, and what had started as an academic project transformed into a happy marriage. And then last Easter happened. That wonder box. Julie still didn't understand why her family had been selected to receive one. You know, I'll listen to you, but when the time comes, I hope you'll do the same. God damn, that is hard as fuck. Alright. We'll work something out, money. We'll work something out. God damn it. Fuck. Damn, that was so hard. That was really hard. What you said was really good. Fuck, I can't even argue with that. God damn it, I'm so ticked. Oh, motherfucker got me. He got me good. I'm not gonna lie to you. He got me. That round goes to him for sure. No, Dr. Z, Dr. Z, he's telling me to read Reverend Insanity and COI at the same time. God damn it. When they heard about his... no. Julie still didn't understand why her family had been selected to receive a wonder box. Why did a couple in the middle of nowhere receive elixirs? Why did that alchemist maniac even distribute something so dangerous? Before she knew it, Julie's world had turned upside down. A madman had devastated Salerno in a power-fueled rampage. A totalitarian genome dictator called Mecron had taken over Central Europe, and all of Italy had been carpet-bombed back to the Stone Age. Since the family lived far from populated centers, it had been spared from destruction. Bruno decided to hole up here, waiting for the dust to settle. It just never did. Bruno, Julie, it's been a pleasure, Leonard said, but unfortunately the day has come for the carnival to relocate. So it's finally time, huh? Bruno said, clearly saddened. It had only been 2 months, but to me, you're a part of the landscape now. Maybe one day, when the peace returns, I will build myself a house nearby. Although she couldn't see his face through the flames, Julie was convinced Leonard was grinning from ear to ear. Campania is such a beautiful region. It was. Even the rampant chaos couldn't change that. So this is goodbye. Not farewell, Julie said with optimism. You are always welcome amongst us, Bruno said. Julia will be the saddest. She calls you Uncle Leo now, you know? When will Uncle Leo come? Uncle Leo's the best, Julie mimicked her daughter. Leonard laughed in response. Stop. You're making me want to stay so much. I promise. I'll return for her birthday. I'll hold you to that, Julie replied. Your daughter is the future in more ways than one. We must fight so that our children may grow up happy, no matter the burdens they will bear. Yes, The burden of powers. Bruno and Julia had conceived their daughter after taking their elixirs. Their little girls hadn't manifested powers yet, but she showed signs of a secondary genome mutation. Resistance to sickness and toxins, hardened organs, accelerated healing. A second-gen genome. Julie suspected it had been the alchemist's goal all along, to foster a new race of superhumans capable of breeding. A species that would soon replace Homo sapiens. There's a new organization making waves in Calabria. I thought you should know. Doesn't... Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this word? Control the area? Bruno asked. The Calabrian mafia had taken over the region after some of their members received elixirs, overpowering... Wait, what? Just... Money, no! Ah, fuck. Money, no! A price is always exacted for what is owed, huh? Fuck. Thank you, dude. Oh my god. Ah. Alright, I guess, I guess we're starting COI earlier than COI and Reverend Insanity earlier than expected, I guess. Fuck. Spent well, oh, yes it does, money. Yes it does. Fuck. God. Okay, fine. Okay. All good. All good. Okay. Okay, we'll figure out the exact thing later. But I assume, are you okay if we finish the perfect run and then start COI and and then a thing? Reverend Insanity? All the long hours at work are worth it, yeah. You can't. Dr. Z, what did you see what just happened? What do you mean? Wait, hold on. They did, Leo replied. They've been wiped out. Wiped out? As in, wiped out. Men, women, and children. Leo crossed his arms. The responsible... Yeah, ORV and Mother of Learning are being pushed back, yeah. The responsible party is apparently an offshoot of the Camorra, but 10 times deadlier. It wants to unite the Mafia families under one banner, and if met with resistance, its genomes leave no survivors. It has made it very difficult to track their members, and the communities they subvert won't even speak to outsiders. I only feel bad for Mother of Learning. Alright, listen, motherfucker. I'm not reading three things side by side. No fucking chance, okay? So what we'll probably do is finish... Since I was reading it, but then was... Oh, I see. So what we... Okay. I don't know. We'll figure out the exact thing. I don't know if we'll do, like, a set schedule that, like, 3 days a week we'll read this, 3 days a week we'll read that, or whatever. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Or, like, we go back and forth every... I don't know. I would prefer probably to go back and forth, because if I don't read a thing for 3 days, it'll just be harder coming back to it. I mean, I'm not going to forget everything, but all the same. Especially with something like COI or stuff, I feel like it'll be really packed with stuff. Will you fight these people? Julie asked. The mighty red genome shook his head. Pythia wants us to move north and fight Mechron. Wait, okay. I don't know. Wait, is anyone in chat? Wait, Bug, have you finished the perfect run? Or Luvian? I don't think Luvian has. Or, wait, Dr. Z might have. I don't actually know. As Julie feared, there were simply so many genomes. You have. Okay. Is Mecron still alive? Because I thought Mecron would have, like, died out or something. But is Mecron's... Because I thought the big boss of everything nowadays is, like, Augustus. Am I supposed to... Am I not supposed to... If I'm not supposed to know, then don't tell me. But, like, in my mind, for whatever reason, it felt like Mecron had died for a long time. Because, like, the way they say, like, oh, they've got Mecron tech. It feels like... No, if I'm not... I thought, in my mind, Mecron died a long time ago, but you're reading... Yeah, no, I figured that, Dr. Z. Okay. So, okay, no. Okay, in that case, forget about it. It's fine. Even now, Mecron, genome warlords, and the remnants of the pre-bombing military fought for control over the wasteland they had created. The story had said he is dead? Oh, did it? Oh, I thought I was just making up my own headcanon. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you, Bug. The Genome Wars, people called it. The fighting was way worse in the north of Italy and didn't mean the south was safe. With the collapse of civilization, mankind had embraced both its worst and best instincts. Marauders, psychos, and bandits roaming the countryside, but Bruno had welcomed many refugees inside that farm, and they had formed a stable community. Hopefully, the world would heal. Time Travelers, Dr. Z, which means she's not... Yes, she hates Dr. Yes, she hates Reverend Insanity, yep. We'll be careful, Bruno promised, putting a hand around Julie's waist. Please do, Leo said. Kiss Julia for me. And so Leonard Hargraves flew away, moving across the sky at a fighter jet speed. He never was one for long speeches. Bruno held his wife in his arms. I'll miss him. Me too, Julie said. The region felt safe with the carnival nearby. And the carnival was the one that killed Len's dad, right? Even while their community and neighborhoods could defend themselves, nobody dared pick a fight with a fricking son. But so many people need his help, far more than we do. Her husband nodded, glancing at the crops. They're ready? Yes, she said. Once I would have said introducing a new species into the ecosystem is a terrible idea, but I would rather have purple maize than glowing corn, Bruno chuckled, kissing her. I love you. I love you too. Times may be hard, but they would beat them. They spent a few... Aw, this is so sweet. They spent a few minutes making out until someone dared interrupt them. It was Benny, one of the guards. The only farmer taller than Bruno who had never went anywhere along his trusty shotgun. Sorry, Chief, Naya betrayed me. Wait, what did Dr. Z do? Don't worry, she betrayed me too, Money. The betrayal stings less over time, don't worry. What is it? We have a visitor, a lone traveler, who asks for hospitality. You forced... I didn't force Reverend Insanity on shit, bro. At this hour, Julie frowned. It often happened, but the few people dared travel at night nowadays. When did I betray you? When you said you hated a silent voice. That is the deepest kind of betrayal I have suffered in a long time. What kind of traveler? Bruno asked. You may have to play COI by ear then, going back to the old ways of reading. Yeah, fuck it, it is what it is. Oh, I was talking to Money. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Clearly, oh, I see. In that case, I will, I retract my previous statement. No worries, I'm not going to get in the middle of it. Clearly a genome, all shiny and chrome, Benny replied. He says he comes bearing gifts, and he brings a horse full of supply, weapons, fuel, good God. It wasn't the first time another community had sent a trader to Costa Farm. More often than not, they exchanged food for scavenged tools. Unfortunately, some traders were marauders in disguise, scouting a community with a future attack. Once, the farm let everyone in, but after an incident cost them 3 people, the group had grown far more careful. "We can't let him in," Julie said. "I'm sorry, but..." "We can offer him food and water, but no roof," Bruno said. "That's the thing. He said he will just give his gifts and leave. He wants to talk to you, personally, Bruno." "Me?" "Yeah. He's heard of your powers and is curious to see it in action. Apparently, he researches superpowers and is curious if you really can cut anything." That was odd. Julie glanced a worried look at her husband, who was clearly also suspicious. "How many people are awake?" Bruno asked. "Piero, Donna, Alice, and Luca keep their weapons aimed at his pretty head. I told the others to keep their guns ready just in case too." "Okay, I'll meet them. Hopefully it's just the paranoia talking. I entrust my wife to you, my friend." "Yeah, sure," Benny said. "Don't joke about this," Julie lightly scolded her husband, but waving her hand before moving towards the camp's main gate. She looked at Benny, who fidgeted awkwardly. "Sorry, ma'am. I'm not good at casual conversation." "Me too, Benny! Me too! It's the autism!" It was so funny. Sorry, this is like out of left field, but so in Easy server, we had like a autism fucking ranking. Out of like however many people played, I'm 5th in the server. I'm like 4th in the server, but 5th overall. And I had the girl I'm talking to also do it. My score was like 150 something, and hers was like 116, which is like strong probability of autism. Not guaranteed, but like strong indicators for sure. I just thought it was really funny. I sent it to her and I was like, "Please do this when you have a second. I'm really curious." So, yeah, no worries. Hold on. It's in Easy's Discord. Let me, I was just doing it like not too long ago, so give me a second. All right, there you go. I tossed it in general money. Also, when are you opening up Riz classes? I have 0 Riz at all money. I have a 0 Riz. I want to be super clear. Don't like go ask someone like Ludwig or something. I don't know. He'd have a much better answer. Shit, go ask Easy. Isn't he married? He'd probably be able to get you a much better answer than I can. Okay. Benny, stop calling me that. You've been here for years. I believe you can call me Julie. And I will still call you ma'am until Julia is old enough to take over. The biochemist shook her head before returning to her garden. With nukes and plagues having devastated the western coast, Julie hoped to introduce these new species to fight against environmental pollution. According to her projections, it would take only 5 years to purify Italy's air and soil back to their pre-apocalypse level. Only 5 years? And 10 to undo the degradation caused by humanity's industrial activities. That's it? In time, all of Earth would become a garden. "I'll never get used to it," Benny said. I'm not religious, but it makes me wonder if God really does exist," he said as he watched her use her powers on wheat. "That wasn't an act of God," Julie replied. "Just an experiment from a brilliant yet twisted mind." She couldn't explain it any other way. God wouldn't be so cruel so as to create monsters like Mecron and release them onto the world. And suddenly, lightning hit the farm. A crimson flash of light filled Julie's vision, as if thunder had struck the earth right in front of her. She heard a powerful boom coming straight from the entrance, while the farm trembled. She turned around and her vision returned to normal. There was a burning hole where the farm's main gates once stood. This is so funny. There's like 5 of you in chat. So when on the weekend or whenever I'm streaming like COI next or Lord of the Mysteries next and I have to go, "Hey guys," As soon as we finish these side stories, we're starting COI. Like once I get done TP, the perfect run, people are gonna lose their shit. Like, what the fuck did we make this decision? I'm like, oh yeah, it was made when there were 5 people in chat. Get fucked. Oh god. Oh, that's gonna go over so good. A crimson flash of light filled Julie's vision as if thunder had struck the earth right in front of her. She heard a powerful boom. She turned around and her vision returned to normal. There was a burning hole where the farm's main gates was. Bruno! Julie immediately panicked. Rushing towards the entrance before Benny could stop her, the farm's alarms activated, signaling an attack while smoke spread in all directions. When Julie moved close enough, she was welcomed with a scene of horror. A powerful force had blasted through the farm's fortifications with enough force to shatter them. Corpses were dispersed on the ground, utterly savaged. Julie could barely recognize Donna among them. Most of her body having been incinerated. Piero had lost his head, Julie only identifying him thanks to the trademark blue shirt, now painted red. And Bruno. Bruno was amongst them. Both parts of him. A bolt had thrown her husband through the gates, tearing him in half below the waist. Fuck. Damn, dude. I love how as soon as they say, like, he is, like, the sweetest person who's ever existed, it's immediately like, okay, well, R.I.P., bro. It was good knowing you, you know? It was great. This lightning, I'm guessing this is Augustus or some shit? Because he has, like, lightning powers, no? Julie let out a wail of horror as the farm descended into utter chaos. Guards rushed towards the breach with weapons while non-combatants fled into the house. Crimson lightning surging from the smoke, dividing and bending around the corners. You know what? Close enough. Welcome back, Leodero. The bolt slaughtered everyone in their path, incinerating hearts or detonating skulls. Before spreading from one person to the next, Julie watched 8 people she had known for years die in an instant. Another mightier bolt hit the farm's main house, shattering walls and setting the whole place on fire. "We have to evacuate, ma'am," Benny shouted, grabbing her arm. Julia's in the barn." An ivory statue emerged from the darkness and the smoke, confidently striding into the property. Its eyes radiated a crimson glow, its gaze blasting anyone it saw with bolts of lightning. For a second, Julie thought it was Zeus himself, having descended from the heavens, for this man, this genome, held a striking resemblance to the ancient deity. A tall, muscled man pushing near 2 meters in height, with a long beard and a golden laurel crown atop his head. He seemed in middle age, combining the confidence of old age with the strength of a mature man. The intruder's entire body was an ivory statue. His hair and his flesh, even his eyes, were in an unnatural state of white. Only his ancient toga, sandals, and laurel crown were made of normal materials. Perhaps his body had been transformed into an alien alloy. Perhaps it was a status effect, freezing his body in space and time. Whatever the case, he kept his arms folded behind his back like a conqueror, overseeing his new territory. He then immediately noticed Julie. Benny moved in front of her, shielding her, while he raised his gun. "Behind me, ma'am!" The ivory man appraised the two with an amused look, reminding Julie of a vulture glancing upon a dying camel, of a killer toying with his victims before delivering the coup de grace. "Miss Costa?" he asked, upon noticing Julie. "Who the hell are you?" Benny snarled. Jupiter Augustus, the man answered. You dare call yourself after a god, Benny shouted, charging at the genome with his gun, opening fire at point-blank range with his shotgun. A volley from his firearms would have torn a normal man apart. Instead, the bullet hit his chest and flattened on impact. No, of course not. The ivory man backhanded Benny with his left hand. His fingers went through Benny's body like an iron sword through paper, his flesh and bone turning as brittle as dirt upon impact. I am one. Damn. Listen, I'm not saying he's a good guy or whatever, but that's sheer aura. He said, you think I call myself after a mere god? Of course not. I am one. Meanwhile, he does this, and the man's entire fucking torso just splits open. The biochemist had grown somewhat used to the sight of blood and violence, but she had never seen such casual brutality. That man had murdered her friend as if it was the same as swatting a fly, and now that psychopath stared at her. Dr. Z, we'll be reading it. We'll be reading it like what we'll probably end up doing is like back and forth. I'm never gonna do like, hey, we'll do 2 hours of RI and then like 2 hours of COI or whatever. Yeah, fate always has its ways, exactly. No, not a psycho. In spite of his egoistic boosting, Julie saw no hint of madness in that vicious man's eyes, no craving for the blood of other genomes. She saw only sneering arrogance with a cold-blooded disregard for human life. Kneel, he ordered. Instead, he possessed a vengeful anger. Julie rushed at this vile man and slammed her left hand against the cheek. He made no more move to stop her, allowing her to activate her powers. Although she had never used her powers offensively, she would make an exception for this monster. She would cause his DNA to break down, destroy his organs, make him pay. Nothing. No feedback. That thing ignored her power. It didn't even register him as alive. That was no request, the man said, raising his hand in a karate chop, aiming at her left shoulder. Before Julie knew what hit her, the hand cut through her body like butter, the blow severing her arm and tossing her to her knees. A pain more terrible than anything she had ever known, racing through her nerves. As a shower of blood flowed through her veins, she let out a wail of agony. Her body growing numb and cold. Saddening, the monster said, although there was no regret in his voice. If you had known proper etiquette, you may have yet lived. I take no pleasure in killing one of the chosen ones, especially a young widow. Why? Julie asked, struggling against the pain and the shock. Did you want to take the crops for yourself? The crops? What about them? He didn't even know. Then why? Why? Answer me! The murderer ordered Julia without bothering to look at her. They can survive in toxic, radioactive environments. They can feed everyone. Help us save everyone. You have crops that can feed everyone. He gazed at the garden with sudden interest. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Sal, how's it going, man? How you doing? What do you mean ain't no way? What's up? If the crops could endure, then you have been lied to, Augustus taunted her. The meek will not inherit anything. I woke up. Nice. Fuck, what the fuck time? The fuck time is it in Australia? I don't get it. I don't, dude. Time zones have my mind so fucked up. I'm trying to like remember where everyone lives, but like, motherfucker, you just wake up at 3 p.m. Excuse me? I'm getting ready for the night shift. Oh, oh, okay. All right, I'll let it go. All right. Gotta just, yeah, fair. The meek will not inherit anything. He blasted the garden with crimson lightning bolts, setting everything on fire. The wheat, the maize, all the genetically enhanced crops Julie had spent years cultivating turned to ash in an instant. All the horror of watching her husband burnt alive. Julie thought she wouldn't scream again, but she did. She shrieked in despair as the very seed of hope went down in flame. The future came to me in these elixirs, the ivory man said, lost in thought. When the unchosen could not stand the power, I alone wielded it to its fullest potential. Such was the proof of the high esteem that fate had for my family, that we are destined to rule the earth and the new humanity, once this trial has weeded out the unworthy. He finally deigned to look down on Julie, his towering body casting her in a dreadful shadow. If you ask me, this planet hasn't been nuked enough. Why? Julie pleaded, struggling against a blood loss in utter despair. What have we done to you? The ivory man smiled to himself, as if finding something funny in the question itself. There was once a fox that could never be caught, so a king sent after him a dog destined always to catch its prey. Jupiter, seeing the paradox, removed both animals from the earth and turned them into constellations. What do you... That is why. That was me removing the paradox from the world. An unstoppable force cannot coexist with an immovable object. An invulnerable man can't stand a blade capable of cutting anything. This brutal, cruel monster had murdered her husband. A kind man who would never hurt another because he may one day be a threat. You fear him? You fear death so much? Augustus's eyes flared with prideful anger as he raised both his hands above Julie's head, clenching them into fists. His face no longer one of divine serenity, but hellish, demonic fury. He brought his fist down like a hammer on Julie's skull, and all went dark. Augustus spent the next minute scouring the farm in search of survivors. The Costa woman's blood dripped from his hands, tainting his ivory skin red. Jesus Christ. Anyone he found, he slew with lightning bolts, men and women alike. He had learned this lesson from his days amongst the Camorra. Leave no one alive to pursue a vendetta against your own blood. No man, no problems. Besides, he had spent enough resources developing a good reputation. No need to let anyone complicate the narrative with troubling tales. The Genome didn't particularly take pleasure in this. He was simply protecting his family from retribution. Augustus may be invulnerable as far as he knew, but his kin weren't. Even if they each had taken an elixir, they could die. As the Augusti family's patriarch, the future emperor of Italy saw no point in taking risks. But he didn't regret that massacre either. The very idea of this community filled him with revulsion. What the fuck is wrong with him? Excuse me? Genomes existed to rule over old humanity, not serve it. The apocalypse was a trial for all mankind, a great cleansing to remove the corruption, the laxity, and the self-entitlement that had poisoned Europe for so long. True! EU frogs, get out of here, be American. North American, not actual Americans. To feed everyone would be to coddle humans to prevent them from rising to the challenge. Genomes had been chosen to rule the world. Only the gods once guided humanity from Mount Olympus. Among the mundane, only those who had proven themselves worthy through skill and service would be elevated. Only the best would receive an elixir and be made. The rest would live to serve and offer tribute. Life should be earned, not given. A pity that the woman couldn't see that simple truth. Once he had cleansed the surface of life, Augustus moved to the barns, ignoring the cow and the sheeps. The place must have stunk, but the Genomes hadn't smelled anything since he consumed his 2 elixirs. Neither did he need to breathe, eat, or drink. He felt no taste or tactile sensations, to the point his beloved wife's embrace gave him no pleasure at all. Wait, Salavki, wait, should I be worried? Excuse me? What? Why? I'm sorry, explain? Eh? Tushar, how's it going, man? Plague, how's it going? You should... It's okay. Wait, what? Eh? Eh? That's fine. I finished my mixed story. I finally finished the mixed story of COI. Oh shit, Plague, nice! Even his hair and beard hadn't moved since that day. Such was the burden of invulnerability. It protected the Genome, even from other elixirs, preventing him from consuming a third. But I'll miss you too, Sal. I'll miss all you guys. Plague, perfect timing. Apparently we're gonna be starting it real fucking soon. Such was the burden of invulnerability. Once, the people of Italy had built the greatest, most prosperous empire the earth had ever known, and it was Augustus's destiny to raise them back to that glory. Guided by his power, the Genome found a hidden trapdoor at the back, tearing it off with his bare hands. As he did so, he saw a tiny speck of the Costa woman's brain matter stuck to his impermeable skin. Augustus wiped it away dismissively, as though it would take a dedicated cleaning to remove the blood. He stepped down a wooden stair, entering the underground basement below the barn. Most of the floors seemed to be bedrooms, to host the vulnerable members of the community away from sight. A smart choice in these troubled times, Augustus ignored the empty rooms, stepping in front of the only occupied one. The place where the last survivor hid. Slowly, the warlord opened the door and entered a small children's bedroom. Since there was no light, Augustus activated the lightning bolt with a jolt of lightning, casting light upon the room. Its walls were painted blue, and a tiny shape cowered beneath the bedsheet. I see you, child. I know that you aren't sleeping. Dude, I honestly can't... Is he actually fucking omnipotent or omniscient? How does he know? He seems to fucking know everything. What the fuck? Augustus could sense electricity in all its forms. Though he could not manipulate weak currents, he could sense the presence of living beings. The energy flowing through their nerves gave them away. He can sense the fucking electrical impulses in your brain? Oh, this is so cooked. The girl, no older than 3, peeked over her sheet, terrified by this strange man in her room. Her eyes were oceanic blue and her hair brown. Blue hair, brown-eyed girl? Close enough. Welcome back, Force. Augustus appraised the child, recognizing the facial features from his previous victims. Mercury had warned him that the Costa couple had a daughter, though the warlord hadn't expected her to be so young. Shh, 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 shh. Did your parents have powers when they conceived you? The girl said nothing, too intimidated to make a sound, but as Augustus examined the odd currents flowing through her body, so different from a human, he identified her as a genome. A second generation. No, wait, what? Blue eyes, brown-haired, Luvion. Even if there's a small chance that you have inherited your father's power, I cannot let you live. The girl began to cry as the genome put his hand on her mouth to silence her. It would be quick. He would fry her alive with lightning or snap her neck. An instant, merciful death. If she lived, she would surely do her duty to avenge her parents. Better to kill her now, before she becomes a problem. And yet, as he looked into these deep blue eyes, the mobster couldn't help but feel a hint of shame. Such an alien feeling had no place in him, and yet he couldn't expunge it. You remind me of my daughter, Augustus admitted. She has the same eyes as yours. Augustus had no scruples murdering a child, just not his own. And when that girl looked at him, it felt as though he was about to strangle his own blood. Even covering her eyes didn't ease his mind. Come to think of it, his lieutenant and good friend Mars had told him of a certain problem recently, an issue this child could solve easily. Perhaps it was a sign from the heavens. Gods were cruel, but they could also show mercy. I won't kill you. Augustus gently carried the weeping child up the stairs, his hands still red with her mother's blood. Something better has come to mind. 26. Yeah, okay. We'll end it here for we'll finish this chapter and then we'll end it here for stream. I'm getting sleepy and I got work in the morning and I don't want to. Oh, did I fuck that up? Oh, my bad. I'm getting sleepy, okay? Sorry, Luvion. It's midnight for me, okay? I'm a sleepy boy. After attacking Ghoul with his car and all his previous restarts, Ryan thought it had grown a little stale, so this time he hit him with a truck instead. Ryan couldn't find a Japanese one, but the one he borrowed did the job, crashing through the walls and tossing Ghoul against the counter. The courier climbed down from the vehicle, carrying a black cane he had purchased down the street. Ghoul, there are a few things I can't tolerate. The mass murder? I've seen worse. The child abductions. Now that gets my blood boiling. Trashing my car? Thrice? I can't let that slide, Ghoul. Who the As it turns out, the truck did a lot more damage than the Plymouth. Some of Ghoul's bones had broken on impact, and he struggled to get back up. Who the hell are you? Bye, Dr. Z. You see this? Ryan pointed out. This is my magician's hat. The happy hat. Magician's hat? Close enough. Welcome back, Sequence 7. Sherlock Moriarty. Believe in the might of deities, but do not trust in their benevolence. True. You see this? This is the happy hat. Ryan tossed it away and showed Ghoul a new black bowler hat. This is the war hat. Ryan put it on, suddenly looking far more intimidating. You know me, Ghoul. I am a model of mental stability and composure. I am well adjusted. But now that I'm wearing my war hat, oh boy. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I will do great and terrible things today. It is going to be terrific. What are you... Ryan hit Ghoul's knee with his cane, causing the psycho to fall helplessly on the ground. Bartender! A Moloko plus, the courier ordered, before kicking Ghoul while he was down. It's gonna sharpen me up for a wild night of mindless property damage. Because this start was gonna be an espresso. Short, but intense. After paying off the private security, Ryan moved to Rusttown and stopped his car in front of Polly's place. Ghoul's head and torso were on the back seat, the courier having tossed the rest in a dumpster. As it turned out, the psycho had great difficulties channeling his ice powers without his arms and lower parts. Or maybe it was learned helplessness at work. I have something to confess, Ryan said, looking at his captive. I've been feeling down lately. The stuff with Len has really been weighing me down, and I still have a lot of work ahead to make things up to her. I was aimless, with no main quest or distraction, no clear path ahead. I had no distraction to fend off my boredom and existential dread. The helpless skeleton just staring at him with a mix of abject terror and confusion. But now, I'm well rested. Oh, I'm pumped. I'm on top of my game, and I've got a new main quest to give you and your whole gang a wedgie so that they never forget. What are you gonna do to me? The psycho asked, more and more afraid by the second. We're going on a trip to Happy Land, my droog. Happy Land. Someone help! Help me, please! Ghoul shouted, but no one came. Ryan stepped out of his car, wielding his cane and waltzing into Polly's place. Since it was the Loop's first day, the Metagang hadn't pressed the shopkeeper into service yet. He raised his eyes at Quicksave, his gaze turning into a glare. Hey, Polly, my old friend! It's me, Quicksave! You dare show your face here? Yes, I know we had our difference, but oh boy, Polly, do I have a deal for you. Ryan slammed the ground with the tip of his cane. How much for that facehugger missile? As it turned out, when Polly had learned what Ryan planned, he gave away the rocket launcher for free. We offer you this epic look in the name of your glory. Bless our run. True. It took 30 minutes for the courier to prepare. It wasn't the first time he had done a suicide run, so it was a well-oiled routine. But he only did that kind of stunt when he didn't risk facing a genome capable of killing him permanently. While Psyshock was dangerous, the courier was confident he could take him out or kill himself before being brainjacked. From the intel he had gathered in the previous loops, the meta didn't have anyone else capable of threatening future loops. As far as Ryan knew, the circumstances were right, especially if he could take out Acid Rain early, since the meta had struggled to organize a counterattack when 300 foot soldiers had invaded their territory, and logically, they shouldn't expect a lone wolf. After all, who would be mad enough to attack them head-on with no backup? Don't tell anyone, Ryan said, driving straight for the junkyard with his trenchy coat closed to hide the surprise underneath. The rocket launcher waiting on the seat next to him, along with 2 submachine guns, and the courier had put on the Fisty Bros gauntlet on his hands. But I'm immortal. Chained to the car hood, Ghoul let out a shriek of horror as the courier dove through the streets of Rusttown. Besides avenging the three times the Meta trashed the car, the score was too small to settle. Ryan thought they simply deserved to be wiped out. They kidnapped children, including orphans under Len's distant care, enslaved civilians, murdered people without provocation, and just made the world a worse place. While neither the Dynamists nor Augusti were perfect, some of them were at least good people. The courier could not say the same for the Meta. It was the last loop that settled it. These psychos were way too dangerous to be left alone, and Ryan needed to check on that famous bunker himself. Stealth was a lost cause. From what Shroud had told him, and the Meta gang would quickly organize a defense if a large group moved into the territory. A lone wolf suicide attack, fast and unpredictable, seemed more likely. As he approached the junkyard, Ryan briefly raised his mask to consume red pills, doses of Rampage, a genius-designed combat-enhancing drug which boosted pain tolerance, reaction time, accelerated the production of adrenaline, and hastened metabolism for 4 hours, enough to affect even genomes. Well, afterwards, the drug made the user vomit for days and increased the risk of strokes, which is why Ryan didn't take it on normal runs. Thankfully, it wouldn't be a problem this time. Dude, I love that. He can be like, listen, in 4 hours, I'm gonna fucking vomit violently. Good thing is, I won't be alive in 4 hours. Fuck it, we ball. What are these powers? After passing the dilapidated neighborhood without being interrupted, Ryan came into view of the junkyard. Stacks of cars, piles of trash, and cranes overshadowed a 3-meter-tall fence topped with barbed wire. The metallic items seemed organized into hills of various sizes. 2 psychos protected the entry point in the fence. One was some kind of humanoid lizard, 2 meters tall with various colors of scales. The other was a pale woman whose body, from her long hair to her creased face, were as white as milk. Her shadow, however, was that of a monstrous, demonic creature. Ryan identified the woman as Gemini, but didn't recognize Lizard Boy. "Ghoul?" Lizard shouted. In response, Ryan shouted like a berserker and accelerated, "Valhalla!" Gemini instantly disappeared in a flash of lightning, but Lizard Boy wasn't so quick. Ryan ran him over, the body letting out a thump as it went flying against the fence. Ryan drove inside a labyrinth of trash walls, forking twists and turns. The Rampage drug started taking effect, accelerating his heartbeat. Sharpening his senses, he quickly crossed paths with the few psychos scavenging the area, Mongrel amongst them. The mutant raised his head in shock upon seeing him approach, his teeth sunk inside the carcass of a large rat. Ryan opened the car window, grabbing the submachine gun, firing at anyone in his path. The fastest Meta members managed to dive to the ground, but Mongrel took a full volley to his face. "I thought life was meaningless, but I was wrong," Ryan shouted to Ghoul. "It's your suffering! Your pain is my reason to live!" As he drove through the labyrinth and searched for the bunker's entrance, Ryan heard the sound of bells echoing through the junkyard. Someone had sounded the alarm. Immediately after, he sensed an invisible pressure weighing on his shoulders. The same effect as during the last loop, but everything went to hell. The feeling of someone judging him. The land. So that settled it. The Meta used their new recruit as a censor. But as Ryan guessed, it wasn't a perfect spying method. He doubted anyone could oversee an area as vast as Rusttown and pay attention to everything. It clicked during his visit to Polly. Mosquito ambushed him last time Ryan was there, but no welcome committee had interrupted the courier today. Implying that Ghoul was nearby, the censor didn't pay much attention to the Fury. She must have mistaken the situation for a return trip, especially since Bone Daddy had gone on an assassination mission hours before. What, dude, this guy's writing style would give, like, English teachers a fucking migraine. He just called, like, a ghoul Bone Daddy. Like, what the fuck? The trash walls started to tremble and there rained debris on the Plymouth. Though Ryan dodged them with his driving skills, the courier guessed the land couldn't cause an earthquake inside their HQ, and her geokinesis powers didn't seem very precise. However, acid clouds had started to appear in the sky, Ryan expecting something like this. Considering her powers, acid rain was only effective in an open space, and thus would be assigned to defend the surface. Moving towards the center, Ryan tossed grenades behind him, causing trash piles to fall and condemn the roads behind him. Eventually, after a wild ride, the courier finally reached a 20-meter tall tower made of rusted cars, debris, and domestic items like washing machines. As he thought, the base of the landmark had been dug up, revealing a tunnel leading down. Mosquito and Acid Rain guarded the entrance. The psychotic woman had already begun drawing knives. Instead of paying attention to her, Ryan focused on Mosquito. Having emptied the machine gun, he tossed it through the window and drove straight at the insectoid monster. Mosquito looked up, saw death approaching, and extended his wings. But while he may have the appearance of a genuine bloodsucker, he couldn't move faster than a car racing at 240 kilometers an hour. Bro, this motherfucker's driving at 240 kph in like a small enclosed space? Listen, I understand it's a suicide run, but come on! Ryan grabbed the rocket launcher, opened the door, and jumped out. Ghoul let out a final scream as the Fury hit Mosquito's head before he could fly away. Squash! Mosquito perished, the way of his kind, stuck to a windshield. The Fury finished its course inside the crash tower, sending pieces of Ghoul flying in all directions. Ryan managed to roll over on the ground, but the collision with the Fury had torn some of his trench coat. A normal human would have their skin torn off, but for a genome, the wounds were basic. I'm sorry, Ryan apologized to his car. I'll make it up to you later. You teasing thief! Acid Rain shrieked, charging at him with astonishing dexterity. I'll tear you apart! Duty. Honor. Courage. Semper Fi! Ryan pointed the rocket launcher and pressed the trigger. A missile with a smiley face painted on it flew straight at Acid Rain, who teleported atop a wall of cars. The rocket immediately switched directions and pursued the Psycho. Acid Rain immediately teleported to another trash wall, only for the facehugger missile to chase her. Ryan rejoiced at the sight. He had the idea when Polly warned him that his facehugger missile could track him down in a previous loop, even if he could stop time. Acid Rain wasn't so different from Quicksave as a fighter, except she moved through space instead of time. The missile would keep tracking her until it either caught her or ran out of fuel, which could take minutes. By then, Ryan should hopefully be in the bunker. Still, Ryan rushed towards the tunnel before the acid rain could cause a downpour. He tossed the rocket launcher away and brought out his coil gun and a Desert Eagle. By the way, can I just say, I have like no interest in guns, whatever. Well, I have like a passing interest in, like, I feel like I have like the least amount of interest a guy can have in guns. But god damn, I don't know if it's like my Modern Warfare 2 time as like a kid kicking in. But dude, I fucking loved the way Desert Eagles look. That shit looks so fucking cool. Are you kidding me? When Ryan advanced far enough, the earth walls around him trembled. The land must have figured out his intentions and tried to block the entrance by collapsing it. If she hesitated for too long, it would mean a lot of her teammates were inside and risked being trapped too. Just what I was looking for. Victims, Ryan said. Rushing against the clock, Ryan arrived in front of an open blast door with Mechron's symbol on it. Thick steel constructs probably weighed more than 24 tons and wouldn't disgrace the Cheyenne Mountain Bunker. What is the Cheyenne Mountain Bunker? Cheyenne Mountain Complex is a temporary closed binational, highly classified $142 million facility hosting Canada and US and North America. Commanded by the US Space Force, the complex serves as collective security and a deterrent in response to a nuclear attack by an outside party. Goddamn. I want to play this again. I love this song. Okay, shut up. Don't ask me. Me too. Rushing against the clock, Ryan quickly arrived in front of an open door with Mechron's... Nope, already did. The Meta had clearly forcefully opened it with laser weapons of some kind, removing the joints, putting the gate next to the entrance. A pack of 4 Dynamis drones protected the area, immediately charging at Ryan. The Genome stopped time and shot each of them with a coil gun, the magnetic projectiles piercing through the metal shells. When time resumed, the machines crumbled. Ryan loved to challenge himself, but sometimes it was just fun to play on easy mode. The courier rushed past the blast doors before the tunnel collapsed, entering a long metal corridor. The second he walked inside, the invisible pressure vanished, and for whatever reason, the lance power didn't carry inside the vault. She probably needed dirt or earth to serve as a relay for her abilities. He briefly tested his time stop powers in case there was a power negation effect in the bunker, but his abilities worked just fine. Reinforced glass windows on both sides of the path allowed Ryan to peek inside underground hangars below the junkyard. Dude, I feel like what's gonna happen is Ryan in one of his fucking things is gonna be crazy enough to, like, maybe he's gonna be in the edge or whatever, and he's just gonna drink another potion, and then he's gonna become like the fucking God Almighty. Like, time stop ability with like a secondary really cool power just makes him fucking God. Even just time stop still makes him like fucking damn near God. Like, even just 10 seconds is like crazy. On the left hand, the one on the left held the mecha which Psyshock piloted in the previous loop, waiting atop a platform. Ryan noticed a closed door embedded in the ceiling, perhaps to allow the robot to quickly move the surface. The hangar on his right, meanwhile, housed some kind of sci-fi submarine, halfway submerged inside a large pool, probably leading into the sea. Like its brethren, Mechron's symbol was painted on the back. Normal humans, whom Ryan assumed were engineers, worked on both vehicles. So, they had already unearthed these mechs prior to the courier's arrival to New Rome. This made his plans for a blitzkrieg much more complex. The Meta had forcibly opened each gate on the path and didn't bother to close them. The distance was also muffled sound from the outside, so Ryan simply walked in the room at the end of the corridor without anyone bothering him. He eventually entered some kind of atrium, which the Meta had repurposed into a recreational room. Well lit, the room included a huge assortment of pastimes, such as a pool table, bar stand, and even Street Fighter's arcade game. Considering the number of doors on each side, it seemed to be some kind of hub room. A group of psychos, Saren included, were in the room, the hazmat girl currently wielding a cue stick and sending a ball into a hole. Hey, what was the cost of the rocket out? Saren asked as she raised her head from the pool table. Trailing off, she didn't recognize Ryan. Sighed. Saren, Ryan raised his guns. Do you have a boyfriend? The hazmat girl looked at him in confusion. Who are you? Don't break my heart like that. I'm a sensitive soul. Ryan shot her in the chest, propelling her backwards. And then the courier opened fire on the surprised psychos while laughing like a maniac. For the Meta, the survival horror had only just started. Jesus Christ! He said, "Don't break my heart!" Shot her in the chest. Oh, damn, bro. That's crazy work, man. Oh. All right. Good stream. Hour and a half for 3 chapters? That's not bad. All right, guys. We're gonna call. Oh, good God, I can't talk. All right, guys. We're gonna call it there. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Money, thank you for the dono. Really appreciate it. We'll start COI and RI soon. All right. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day or nights. I won't see you now until the weekend. Okay, just a heads up. I got something Thursday. I got something Friday. I got something tomorrow. I got something Thursday. I got something Friday. I'll see you guys on the weekend. Okay. Really sorry, but yeah. Well, and then we'll keep going then. Thanks, guys. See ya.